Welcome back. We're still in rhythmic evolution and now want to talk a bit more about rhythms, about the ikat. What we find in musical notation is basically the skeleton of an ika, which defines the dum and the tak position. Of course, there's a lot of variations which are not notated but by oral transmission were developed and brought to other people during the time. It's a lot about ornamentation and embellishment. Sufi music is kind of an exception where more percussionists play over one ika and really kind of stick to this skeleton. Every region also has its own ornamentations. That's why we don't really find anything really specific about that. But by listening, we can get a better idea about where an ika sounds like this, where another ika sounds like that. As I also told in a video before, the geographic size is so big, so it's hard to really get a lexicon of all the ika that we can find in the Arab music. I tried to pick out a few, and a few that we are working with in the trio. I have to say that it's not really a traditional style that we do. I'm so sorry for that. But we try to find our own voice with playing around certain rhythms. We will start with the rhythm that we already heard. That's the Davre Indi. It's basically, the skeleton is like that. It's a 7/8 in 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What we have in my composition, Two Sides of a Coin, is kind of a developed version of that. So we switch the two divisions around. So we are already in 4/3, which would sound like that. And on top, we don't really play the 3, but we could actually say that it's a 14/16 bar. So we divide that bar in 4, 4, 3, 3, which gives a kind of more fluent way. It sounds like that. Instead of which is a bit more strict. So we will play you a short part of the tune, and you can see how the rhythm works with the melody together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, moving on in this composition, we find plenty of other rhythms that we worked with. One is the bembe. It's an Egyptian folk ika, and yeah, it's super interesting. It has 3 downbeats and 3 upbeats, so 3 dooms and 3 tucks. There's 2 versions how you play it. One would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mostly percussionists would start on the 7th beat, which would be 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the alternative is that you start with the 3 downbeats, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first one is kind of more pushing to this 3rd downbeat. Dung, 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 ga, 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 dung, dung, dung. And the second one is sitting a bit more. It's dung, 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 ga, 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 dung, 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 ga, 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 dung. This is the basis for the oud solo in Two Sides of a Coin. And from Bambi, we can modulate to several other rhythms. For example, the malfouf, which is kind of the same rhythm as warta, but more or less in double time, which is that's probably the first rhythm that somebody would learn when he or she is learning bendir, for example. There's one modulation of warta, which is warta nus, which is pretty close to malfouf also, but instead of a 2-4 measure of malfouf, we have a 4-4 measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we kind of have what Joni was talking about. We have the question and answer thing. Question, answer. Boom. Then from here we can modulate to ballady, which sounds like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you go from warta nus to ballady, sounds like this. So the second half, the answer is the same, but the first half is different. Ballady also sits a bit more. Warta nus is asking a bit more for the answer in the second half of the measure. The last rhythm we will see in this video is the Sudesi. It's notated in 6/4 normally, but in my tune I notated it in 3/4. It just makes more sense for the harmonic meter, so I decided to have it in 3/4 instead of 6/4. We will now play you from the oud solo over some transition into the 3/4 Sudesi groove, and that's it. Enjoy.